Okay, so bad enough I'm trying to hide all of this because I have been this gay since the 4th grade, y'all. Yes, all right? But it was still shocking to see so many white people, okay? They were everywhere. They were in the cafeteria. They were in the library. They were even using the bathrooms. What if they unionize? Or I don't know, what if they start an insurrection? What the what do they do? Are there any straight people here? Leave.
We had no money, girls, so we would like go out in garbage bags, bitch. I make the same outfits in jail. That's another story. The fashion shows in there, girl. Oh my God.
Well, you went to jail?
I cried when I left. I cried, girl. I cried, girl.
What do you mean, bro? What do you laugh?
You didn't go?
No, I didn't go.
Girl, you missed the fun, queen. You missed it, girl.
Monét Talks. Everybody come sit down, let's have a chat. Monét Talks. Living life gossip, chop it up, this or that. Monét Talks. Get comfortable, cause you on the show. We just wanna know where you been, who you been with. Monét Talks.
I am so excited for this episode. This is going to be so freaking iconic because we are joined in studio by the Queen of Melrose herself, Miss Cosmo.
Hi, Miss.
Sister.
Hey, hi, Miss.
How you doing?
How you doing, girl?
Girl, how you are having a year. People are obsessed with you, obsessed with your content, everything Queen of Queen of Melrose. Like, how does that feel?
Girl, I'm every day, honestly, I'm like, just pinch me.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's like literally like a dream come true. You know? And it's just like, it's not ending. You know how like, I went viral in the beginning, the girls were feeling it. And then it was just, but now it's just like, it's like long lasting.
Yeah.
I was expected to just be like, okay, let me go back to my business. But I literally have a podcast like every day.
Yeah.
Or I have a magazine interview.
Work.
And I'm still giving lap dances in the evening. But it's still Cosmo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still Cosmo.
Yeah.
But the thing is like the schedule, like I have to like read you my schedule because it's a lot. So I'm very grateful. I'm really grateful.
Well, I think what people gravitate to is like your realness and you're unfiltered and you're like, I think because now there is so much bullshit floating around, whether it's politics or celebrity, whatever it is, it just feels like there's so much fluff and like people gravitate towards your realness. Like you're not shying away from the in life that made you end up at this point. Like that's what people love about you, just how real and unfiltered you are.
Yeah. It's who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to be anything else.
Yeah.
I was always like cut to the chase. I was always like very raw. They would like, my friends would call me like Archie Bunker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like growing up, and it's just like what you see is like what you get. You know what I mean?
Well, you also, and I think because I'm a New Yorker myself, it's the New York connection.
New York.
Yeah. Because you're from Harlem.
So that's why I feel a good vibe with you.
100%.
See, I gotta get excited over here. Joey Buttafuoco's here. But
where in Harlem?
I'm from 116 and Pleasant Avenue.
Oh, girl. Yes.
Spanish Harlem.
I f***ed a few dudes over in Spanish Harlem in my day.
Those Puerto Ricans and
Girl. I used to.
There's nothing like it.
Oh, this is they lived on 103rd and what street is that? 103rd and 2nd, I think. And I used to go to his apartment. His grandmother used to be in the other bedroom with me and him. It was like, it felt so risque, but he would just used to just make love to me. I used to love him. It was delicious.
Yes. Oh, I used to love those days, girl. And I used to I used to go to the projects, I miss those days when they used to pull a train on me, girl. Those train days, girl. The queen was like, okay, girl. Okay, you ready, girl? Where's Cosmo? She's in the Queensbridge projects. Yeah, girl. Right next to where Nas lived. It was perfect. Right next to Kim Kardashian was right next to me.
Okay. So from New York, so like again, I feel like we're gonna jump around a lot because your life, there's so much that has gone on in your life, and it's so interesting. But I just want to know. So you grew up in New York, and then your dad. So there had some addiction stuff going on, but your dad was a drug dealer. So did you start doing coke with your dad, or did you like fall into it?
No. Like in New York, like in my neighborhood, and going to the nightclubs when I was like 16.
Got it.
It was like a requirement.
A requirement was a requirement
because everybody was in the bathroom doing it.
Got it.
It was the thing, like Studio 54.
Yeah.
So I was too old for Studio 54, too young for Studio 54.
Too young.
So I went the second time they opened.
Okay, so I didn't even know that Studio 54 had two lives. I thought they were just the one time that everyone talked about.
The first one was the best one, the authentic, where they all got arrested. But it was like the real deal.
Is that that was the Kurt Cobain era? Or no, No.
So, yeah, he came later, girl.
Later.
She's a baby.
Got it.
Yeah, but she never got the gift of sobriety.
Got it. Yeah.
But, so Studio 54 opened in the 70s, but then they tried to make it open in the 80s again, but it just didn't work.
It didn't work the same way. It wasn't
the same.
Yeah.
Like Cher coming in on a horse.
Right. I see videos and pictures that I'm like, I mean, I'm happy to be alive when I am, whatever, but to be young and like living in that time, bitch, that looks so fierce to be in there. And I because I dabble in some drugs here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, to be alive and be around in the 70s and living through that sounds like it was so euphoric.
So that was the introduction of like cocaine and freebase.
Got it.
So that was like the drug, and who knew that we were going to be that addicted? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There weren't like really rehabs popular then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't a thing that people did.
So it was working for everybody. When you first drink, whatever, it's working for you. You're having drinks, and then later on you like lose your home, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have that addictive gene, which clearly you don't have.
Yeah.
See, me, like, I do a hit of coke, and you got to look me up in the yellow pages. You're like, where's that bitch? She's back in the projects. I got to go get her. But you could probably have a little drink and a little 222 and have your sex and go home.
Yeah.
Me, I'm looking for the glory holes. You know what I mean?
Got it.
It just, so that's the difference between like a normie and an addict.
Yeah. We see, but coke is just nothing. I've never dabbled in coke. I'm just not interested because I don't want something that I'm already hyper.
Right.
So I don't want something that's going to make me even more hyper. I'm more like a psychedelic type of girl. Yeah.
I got good. Girl, I don't want to turn her out, bitch. She's on the corner of Burbank tomorrow, bitch. I'd be like, did I do that? Oh my God. But at least she's making coins.
Making coins.
I could never live on myself.
No.
But usually when you're hyper, see, I'm very hyper too.
Yeah.
But when I do coke, I'm like that.
Really?
It just like zones you out. You know what
I mean?
The opposite.
The opposite.
That's why they give the kids Ritalin.
In
school. The hyper kids.
So
that's literally crystal meth.
Ritalin is?
Literally, there's the ingredients in Ritalin as there is in like crystal meth.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. So basically, so a lot of people you give drugs to and the reverse happens.
Got it.
So that's why those kids were all like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just wired.
Have you ever thought about having kids? Do you ever want kids?
You know what? I have so many nieces and nephews.
Okay.
Big Italian family. So I'm kind of full that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have dogs. Do you have dogs?
I have a dog, a little dog. His name is Potato.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a dog named Lipstick.
Lipstick.
They gotta have a play day.
Yeah, I would love that. Potato is a very little anxious dog, though.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's very like, she's like a Chihuahua Terrier mix. So she has a lot of Chihuahuas. She's very like, shaking it.
Oh, okay. She's like a mama.
Yeah.
She's a mommy's dog.
Very that.
Yeah.
Very that. Lap dog. It's quiet.
Yeah.
Very sure.
Yeah. So I named Lipstick because his looked like a little pink lipstick. So huge. Little dog, whatever. Maybe, I don't know. I think my dog would the shit out of your dog. But he's my baby.
Got it.
And then I have 2 huskies.
Oh my God. Yeah. Bitch, 3 dogs?
3 dogs, girl. Then I got my twin brother. He came back from Florida. And then I got my boyfriend. So I wouldn't know what to do with children.
Yeah, it was with children. Oh wait, so you have a twin brother. So now, so your family moved from Harlem and you moved to Encino, California.
Yes.
And that's when you were living next door to Michael Jackson. Yeah. Like legitimately like living next door to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That is wild, Cosmo.
Yeah.
And like, what era of Jackson is this? Like, is he like famous, like paparazzi outside y'all's condo?
This is before Thriller.
Before Thriller,
he was working on the Thriller album.
Got it. But he was still pretty big and famous at that point.
Huge.
Yeah, huge.
And then whatchamacallit, the brother
Tito, Tony,
the younger brother?
Marlon. I don't know.
Who's the younger brother?
The younger, they're commenting below. No. Sure, that one. The younger brother.
He lived down the block too. So they all lived like we had a condo, right? My father got a beautiful condo because New York was clearly not working anymore. My father was going to go to jail. The FBI was looking for him.
Because your father was a mob boss.
He was connected to the mob.
He
wasn't a mob boss, but he was connected to the mob. So there was a big thing where LaGuardia Airport got robbed. It was called the Lufthansa heist.
The Lufthansa heist. Because Lufthansa is the airline.
Right. So in the 60s, it was a really big deal.
Okay.
So they robbed like millions of dollars from this plane.
Oh,
so basically, my father got implicated in that. So when I would go to school, there was like FBI agents like following me to school, and they'd be in my yard in New York, and they'd be like looking at my father with cameras, and tapping our phones. You know, so they try to implicate all these guys. Anyway, my father finally got off. We had to get a lawyer. Finally got off, and then my father was like, New York.
We're done with it.
Because he almost like lost his, he almost went to jail for life. Yeah. And he goes, listen, I'm going to go to L.A. So my father's brother worked in the Palm restaurant.
Okay.
Remember the Palm restaurant? All celebrities. So my father's brother was a Jehovah's Witness.
So wait, so your dad comes from being like, affiliated with the mob. Now he has just like a regular job at like a restaurant. That's to me, that's such a crazy change, drastic change.
Well, it wasn't a regular job.
Okay.
It was kind of like the job.
Got it.
Those waiters made so much money
at the Palm because the celebrities coming in. Right.
Carson, it was Cher, it was Farrah Fawcett. And you get like tips, like 20% of the check. And the checks are always like over $2,000.
Got it.
So my father made a lot of money, which, one by one, we all came out here to live with my father.
Got it.
To give us the life that we never had in New York.
Got it. And where's your mom in all of this?
My mom is right there teasing her hair, girl.
Okay.
Because she's Anne Margaret, girl. You know what I mean? She's living her best life.
And your mom was she like a stay-at-home mom? Like she didn't have...
Yeah, she didn't have to work.
Got it. Right.
Yeah. So, he provided a life out here that we couldn't provide in New York. Like when you're in the mob, it's like one day my mother's going for food stamps. You know what I mean? And you got to hide the TV. Yeah. Because welfare's coming to check on you know what I mean?
Got it.
So, and then another time, it's like my father's driving a Mercedes and a limousine. So it was very up. It was like a ping pong life.
Yeah.
So finally, he got a steady job at the Palm, a really great job. So that's when it all started. Yeah.
Got it.
In California. Yeah.
But your life is a fucking movie. Like, how has no like Hollywood a script like your life needs to be a movie. And then so in all of this, so 16 you started doing drugs. So in this transition, you had been doing drugs for a while now at this point.
I already was like introduced to drugs in New York.
Like in New York, okay.
Yeah. And then I was introduced to freebase.
Freebasing.
So it wasn't only cocaine in the bathroom anymore.
Yeah.
Like
freebasing is...
It was freebasing like Richard Pryor. You ever see that movie, JoJo Dancer?
No.
What? I recommend it. Movie night. We'll have a movie night.
I would love to.
So it's a true story. Like he was addicted to freebase. So basically it's cocaine, but you don't snort it anymore. You put it in a vial with baking soda and water and you cook it. And it forms a big crack rock.
A big crack rock.
And then you put it in your pipe, girl.
And then you smoke that.
Right. And then you're just blowing the whole neighborhood. It's crazy. Like you just get like so euphoric and like high. The high was like,
Yeah.
And I'm sweating just thinking of it, girl. Yeah. But it's highly addictive.
Got it.
If you have an addictive personality.
Well, this time so I went to PV on a little vacation, and this guy hits me up on Grindr. And then he didn't end up coming over. And then I went out that night and I see the same guy out at the club. And he looked a little strange, but I was like, this guy's hot. So I bring him back to my hotel room and I am like, he was shifty, moving a little weird, but I was like, this guy is hot. I just want to...
It's worth it.
It's worth it, right? And then so I'm blowing him, whatever. And then he pulls out a pipe. I'd never seen before this type of pipe. And I still don't know today if it was meth or if it was freebasing, but he starts smoking it. And I'm like, hey, you can't smoke that in here. He's like, don't worry, it doesn't have a smell. Is that meth or is that freebase? It's probably freebase, right?
What year was it?
This was
freebase went away.
Oh, okay. So this was 2014, 15, something like that?
Yeah. It could have been bulb. I'm probably meth.
Meth.
Was it out here?
No, it was in PV in Puerto Vallarta in Mexico.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing it was meth.
Yeah.
Did he get all freaky?
He get all freaky.
Or did he start playing with like Wires.
No. It was more free. Well, when he did that, I was like, okay, he can't be in here anymore. So I was like, hey, my friend I'm sharing a room with is coming back, so you gotta like leave. And he was like, are you serious? And then so then he puts on his clothes and we get to the thing and I just get scared and I start running down the stairs. And then he starts like following me and like chasing me down the stairs and like I hide in like a it was weird. But he knew where my hotel was, my hotel room.
Stalker, much.
Thank God the hotel security came. They got him out, but it was like I was like, this could have been a crazy situation for me.
Yeah, you got to be careful because these guys are like tattoos. You cannot get rid of them. Honey. Trust me, girl. And I feel bad because I know you're a good. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you're not like a Jehovah's Witness.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not
like,
at all.
You dabbled here and there.
100%.
But like I was hardcore, so I would hang out with the gangsters. I would go right to the projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm in the middle, so like I would fist fight. Like I'd be able to hang with it, and I don't see that for you.
No,
you know
it's not.
I mean?
Yeah.
So thank God you escaped years of that trauma, honey. Yeah. Coming from New York.
Yeah. So you come from living next door to the Jacksons. What is the transition that you start doing clothes, like selling clothes on Melrose?
Okay, so I'm living in Encino, and I'm not working. So I was supposed to go to beauty school because I was a hairdresser in New York, in the Village.
Oh,
and I was doing like Lisa, and like Brenda K. Starr, all those like '80s one-hit wonder girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cover girls. You know what I mean? Like I was doing their hair, in like a place called Astor Place.
Oh, I love Astor Place. Bitch, I went to New York. It has changed so much.
It's gone.
Astor Place. Do you remember? There used to be all the little shops you can get glasses, all those things. Everything on St. Mark's is gone.
No, I know, but we went back there. We found all those stores, girl.
Are they back now?
They're there. Trash and vaudeville.
Yeah.
They all came back. Girl, I went to New York, girl. Like, I want to move back there. I love LA, don't get me wrong. My life is here. My businesses are here.
Yeah.
But New York had such a vibe. I was just there recently.
Yeah.
And the Village was the Village again.
Okay, because like literally like 2 or 3 years ago, it was
No,
not.
it wasn't.
I was like, what the
is this? Right. No, it was horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like still after pandemic.
Yeah,
So
after pandemic, was gone, yeah.
Remember Patricia Fields?
Yes.
She's gone.
Yeah.
But she's in a swap meet now, that bitch.
Is she?
Yes, girl. Because, and she's a legend, you know.
Legendary.
So I grew up with
yeah.
all of them, and I always wanted like a boutique. You know?
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised we've never seen you on like Sex and the City or anything like that. How did we miss you on Sex and the City? How did they not cast you on the show at some point?
No, I wasn't really acting then. Like if I would have been out like doing auditions then.
Yeah.
You know, but I wasn't even interested. You know?
Yeah.
I was more like on Shaw's of Sunset. I was on the Big Frida.
Yeah.
I was on the reality circuit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then I just wind up, like last year, getting the fame.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But
sorry, to selling clothes. I disrupted you.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was a hairdresser in New York. Then I come to California, and I'm in Encino, living next to Michael Jackson. My father's working in the Palm restaurant. So I was supposed to go to beauty school there at 600 more hours there to get my license. And my father, because he's like mob connected, he had me hooked up in a place called Zach Taylor. He goes, so Elizabeth Taylor's going there for her hair. You're going to go there to work. I got you a job, Cosmo.
Work.
But girl, I got so sprung, girl. I was like Michelle Pfeiffer by the pool, girl. Like I didn't have to work. And like every day, girl, just like going out all night to La Caja Fall, 7 Night 6 9. There was like, those were the days, girl. It was like,
oh, those were the old gay clubs back in the day.
Yes.
Wait, La Cage was a gay club in LA? Like there was
La Caja Fall.
Really?
Girl, that's where Jasmine comes from. RuPaul used to go there. It was the club, girl.
Okay.
And
good
New York
to know.
owners. And then they would have like Viva. These are all the old performers. But and they would just come out and it looked just like the characters. Like you had to be a pro to work there. You know? And it was also a French restaurant. And then after that, it was cocaine parties. So I never came home from the cocaine parties, girl. So I never went to beauty school, girl. And then my father, long story short, started getting heart attacks. Right, from partying cocaine. So anyway, we had to move from Encino, where it was so fabulous, we had to move to Mid-Wilshire, child.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Is Mid-Wilshire?
Well, then it was like a little tenement on Fire Escape, girl.
Got it.
And I'm like, oh, we're going backwards. I had trauma. Like I saw Fire Escape. I'm like, no, it might be New York with the radiators and the heat and all that. That's exactly what Mid-Wilshire, gives you.
Yes, got it. Okay.
So anyway, I'm like, the queen got to go to work.
Yeah.
Okay, finally got to go to work, girl. And then I couldn't go to work, girl. I couldn't get it together, girl. So I was on Cops, the show Cops.
Bitch, I saw the clip of you on Cops. I was like, that complete girl. So if y'all don't just Google, if you just Google Cops, Queen of Melrose, you're gonna see it. And you have on this 90s white windbreaker
Sweatsuit, girl.
Sweatsuit.
Yeah, like Adidas thing.
Yes, girl.
Trying to look straight.
Trying to look straight as.
Yeah, because I'm in those neighborhoods, girl.
Damn.
But I still walked away. You saw I walked away like this, girl.
I sure did, girl. Getting busted by the cops. Now, I've always been curious about Cops. How, because they had to give you a deal for putting your on TV.
First of all, it was devastating when I found out. Because they call me from New York, my grandmother actually. She goes, I'm in the kitchen, I'm making chicken cutlets, and I hear Cosmo in my living room. I go, he's on Cops over here. Devastating. So basically, what it is they catch you, and they caught me buying the drugs, and I had all the cocaine in my mouth. I was praying as I was talking on Cops that a piece wouldn't fall out, right? And then what happens is when I get sprung on cocaine, the first 20 minutes I'm fine. But then after that, I turn into a pumpkin. So I'm like this. I can't talk. You know what I mean? I get paralytic. So I'm hoping that didn't happen, right? So finally they go, sign this release. And I would have signed anything.
Just to get the out of there.
It was a fucking release to show my face on
TV.
Cops. So they're like, you do have a warrant, but you can go because you're going to be on Cops. You know what I mean? So anyway, that happened. Yeah. And but I couldn't get it together. I couldn't go to work. I had to because now I had to take care of my father and my mother. You know what I mean? So he lost the palm job, girl, and he's still doing his little things on the side. But when you got a heart attack and then a stroke, and he's still partying.
And so, through all of this, is your mom just like, this is my husband. I'm a loyal, devoted wife. Like, she never was like, babe, you got to get to go, or else I'm getting the out of here.
She was going to leave him before we came to California.
Oh, okay.
Because with the mob thing.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm going to leave you, and that's it. And I'm going to take the kids, and I'm going to go to my mother's house because I can't take this life anymore. Yeah. So when he got the job in the Palm restaurant, she came out here first for the summer. And they always, they were in love with each other since they're with each other since they're 15.
That old school love.
And they died at 74.
Wow.
And when he died, she was perfectly healthy. She died after him.
60 years, 59 years together. That is time,
They
bitch.
loved each other so much.
Yeah.
My family, there was dysfunction as the day is long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was fist fights and macaroni and meatballs everywhere, all over but there was so much love, So my mother and father loved each other.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get in more trouble with my family since I'm famous, bitch. You have no idea, girl.
They're like, Cosmo, y'all here putting on business in the streets. Shut up.
A true story. That's my story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we're living in Cochran, but I had to go to work. Now it's like, okay, the party's over. Yeah. You got to go to work, Cosmo. Yeah. You can't, you're on Cops. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. So anyway, I went to Melrose because I remember when I first moved here, my father took me to Melrose shopping because he goes, this is the only open place where you're going to be comfortable. And he bought me this outfit. I never forget. It was like a beret and a kilt. Right? Because he accepted me. He loved me. He knew I had hands of gold. I was going to be this big hairdresser. He knew I was going to be something. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's where I went, I'm glad he took me there when I first came out here, because I always remember that store. Yeah. So I went there and I was like, I'm looking for a job, And in those days, Melrose was the it was so busy and so trendy and everything. So
if you don't know, for those who don't live in LA, Melrose is this street with lots of it's very vibey, lots of clothing stores, hip, fashion. It's on Melrose on Melrose Avenue between Fairfax and La Brea. Yeah.
La Brea. Yeah. So anyway, I just got to chill. Right in my
winding up with Swatcha.
So I asked for a job, and they were like, okay, let's see what you could do. So you know me, Rona Barrett, bitch. Okay? So I'm in there, and I'm just selling clothes and selling clothes and selling clothes. And they're like, my bosses were Israeli, and they would.
So you weren't making clothes. You were just selling the inventory that was there.
Selling clothes.
Because you were you're good at selling the garment. Good people, got it, massaging them, being like, no, baby, this goes with this. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Got it.
Styling.
Styling.
It came from Barbie. You know what I mean? Like, thank God my grandmother bought me that Barbie doll. Like, it came from like me doing hair, from all that.
Yeah.
So never say no to your children. If they want to play with dolls, let them. They could be very successful at hair and makeup and styling. A lot comes from that.
Yeah.
My whole career comes from that.
Yeah.
Thank God. So so we
and what was the name of that store that gave you that job?
It was called Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rush Hour. So
and the timeline, this is around when? This is like 90.
Girl, I'm so bad with dates.
I know.
I'm so yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really,
Yeah.
90s.
90s. Okay.
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
Yeah,
Okay.
96 or something. 96.
Okay.
So I'm working there, and then just selling and selling and selling, and then like the celebrities would come in, girl, like Motley Crue, and the Loonies. Remember that song? I got 5 on it. Yeah. So all that, and they're like, we need custom clothing. We want somebody to design
custom. Okay.
So I didn't sew. I'm not a really good sewer, but I could like design my ass off.
Got it. Got it.
Draw. So I got me a lady that sews.
Got it.
And she made quinceañera dresses. And I would just give her. She got the memo, and she would make these beautiful garments, anything I wanted to make. So then we started throwing those in the store, and we started selling that stuff.
Word.
So and it was like no competition, because like we're the only ones who have.
Yeah, people weren't doing that.
Right, exclusive.
Yeah.
And I was making like tutus, which I got from Pat Fields. Like everything I saw growing up, like bell-bottom pants, hip huggers, all that. Prepared me to do that,
Got it.
So I remember that my bosses, and I was still partying though, by the way.
Oh, so you were still like doing the thing.
I didn't get sober.
You weren't sober yet.
No.
But you were
functional.
You were functional. You were doing that and also working and making your coin.
Right. I had a crazy work ethic. I had to, because
that's that New York.
Yeah.
That's that New York. Hustle culture.
Right. And we wanted nice things, girl.
Yeah.
And you know what? My father couldn't provide those anymore. So I knew I had to go to work.
For yourself.
And thank God I had that ethic, And it's like, it's a New York thing.
Yeah.
Like you got to go out and work and get it and hustle yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to imagine what you look like back then. So you're like, are you coming in with like the like Gucci sunglasses and like how are you adorning yourself?
So it wasn't, I was never really a designer queen.
Okay.
I was like just really stylish, but it didn't have to be Gucci.
Okay.
But it had to be fierce.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
You know how we are in New York, honey.
100%.
Yeah. So I would go out in New York. We had no money, girl. So we would like go out in garbage bags, bitch. But like,
but still look. Yeah.
And make the same outfits in jail. That's another story. The fashion shows in there, girl. Oh my God.
Well, you went to jail?
I cried when I left. I cried, girl.
What do you mean, bro? What do you laugh?
You didn't go?
No, I didn't go.
Girl, you missed the fun, queen. You missed it, girl. So mostly all the queens my age had an encounter with the jails in California.
Oh, God.
So there was one called HOJJ.
Okay.
So it was like the gay jail. It's still there, girl.
Where is it? Where is that?
It's right there between Crack and Pipe Street, girl. Right there.
Oh, God.
Right downtown.
Jail.
It's this big building. They closed it down because it was condemned by rats.
God.
It was a jail where it was like 2-man cells. But on the top floor, girl, there was all the straight men, girl. So that's why I would dress up, girl. I would cut up my outfit, dip them in Kool-Aid, bitch.
Cosmo, I was screaming.
Yeah, I had the best time.
How long were you in jail for?
I was in jail a few times.
Okay.
Because we keep on getting busted with drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And cops didn't do it, so you had to go to jail that time. You couldn't sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they switched it to the Twin Towers, now there's the Twin Towers. Now I don't want to go to jail because it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
But back in those days, you had a husband, you had curtains, girl, in your cell. You were making them coffee, you were smoking cigarettes, and you were sucking all day. It was It was great. So literally, like I remember it was Christmas and they served us like ham and turkey. And then I had my little husband there. I was so happy. I was so happy. You know why? Because I knew when I came out, I would hit the air and I would go do drugs again.
Yeah.
And that would me up. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
girl? Because it's kind of a brutal lifestyle.
But also, when you go to jail, you kind of are forced to get sober. So like you go through like withdrawal, right?
In the beginning, yeah, withdrawal. Yeah.
So then, like when you got out, you're essentially clean, but you would go right back to it.
You go right to it.
Got it.
Like a laboratory, right?
Yeah. I've also heard there's a friend of mine, Tokyo, talking about like he talks about his experience.
I love Tokyo.
But he's like, bitch, I love being in jail. He was like, baby, the bottoms, the gay boys, we run that shit.
Yeah, girl. I'm telling you.
Like he's like, all that DL trade that's out there, they're in there and they're at your beck and call. Whatever you want, they do.
Oh yes, honey. No, jail is no joke, honey.
But God, it's glamorizing prison.
I don't know about now though. I mean, they still carry on.
Yeah,
but I know it got a little stricter because I went back to jail when they opened up the new jail, and I was like, ooh, this is not going to work. And I was like, I don't want to go to jail anymore.
Got it.
But in the beginning, back in the day, like people were doing fashion shows, girl. We were up all night. You know what I mean? It was a thing.
Wow.
And I remember, like, I was like, they called my name, and literally, I was like, I don't want to leave because you got your husband. It's Christmas, girl. I was like, I'm having the time of my mother life. You know what I mean? But girl, that's how small my world got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway.
And then so you have the store and you start making, designing things and getting stitchers to make you these original garments. And is that when the celebrity clientele starts coming in? Got it. Well, I remember hearing a story about how NSYNC, you designed something for NSYNC and they wanted it for free.
The manager that they fired. You ever see that thing? Lou, whatever.
Yeah.
So he brought them in my store, and then
this is like before they blew up. So this is like, did you see like young Justin and were they hot back then? Like
so hot.
Okay.
They weren't my type though. You know what I mean?
What's your type?
I like Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican boy.
Yeah, I like that.
That Spanish Harlem train.
I love that. You know what I mean? I wasn't into like, you know,
the little clean cut white boy. It
was not my thing, girl. You know, opposites attract.
You said imagine about them, man. You do the designs for NSYNC. Have we seen did we see the design that you made for them?
They performed on stage.
Okay.
So they were jumpsuits. I would make these real cool jumpsuits, you know, and made out of parachute material.
Work.
You know? So not only was the rock and roll world wearing it, like Nikki Sixx and Motley Crue, you know, and I would have little fashion shows too. And it really like took off. It was like the underground world of fashion. Melrose was always the underground world.
Yeah.
So when artists first made it, they couldn't go to Gucci. You know what I mean?
They couldn't go down to Rodeo Drive and get that like $3 million. They would come to get more underground. That was cool. Honestly, sometimes better than the mainstream.
It's still like my store still does the rentals for Dancing with the Stars.
Word.
We still do like now it's gown season, Golden Globes. We do really well with rentals now. I do rentals,
the rental stuff,
and I make sure I have it for them. But that's
when the celebrities start coming in.
That's when
when you start doing the designs. And then when did you become? So when did you start owning the store? Because at that point you were still just a worker.
I was working for the Israelis, right? So anyway, for Christmas, it's like, you know, they have a nice Christmas for the employees, and like I would get like a brand new car. Okay.
Work.
That's how busy Melrose was back in the day.
Work.
And it was like when guys were going to after hours and the straight guys were wearing fur coats.
Yeah.
Tweezing the eyebrow, the metro, you know what I mean? And so there would be like club night, and then after that there'd be after hours, you know what I mean? So everybody needed an outfit for both those things. So we were just swamped. I remember being so busy, you know, and I started designing fur coats. I actually went to China with my bosses, and we designed fur coats, and we had to pick them up from China, you know, and they came, and they were really beautiful. So, and then I saved money, and then I basically opened my own store.
On Melrose as well?
On Melrose.
On Melrose.
Yeah, and opened my own store, and then what kept me open the first year was Solange.
Solange Knowles?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, so she comes in my store, and I'm like, who are you? Know when you smell it and you see it, you know? And I'm like,
people like that, they have an energy around them. Like it's just a different energy. It's hard to explain.
And I just saw beauty, and her teeth were like, you just know, you smell it, you know? And I'm like, who are you? Like, are you a performer? She goes, I'm Beyonce's sister. My name is Solange. So she goes, oh, don't you worry. She goes, I'm going to bring Kelly and everybody in. So, and I'm like, could you bring Beyonce? And she goes, I sure will.
Work.
So people talk, right?
Yeah.
Girl, Beyonce walks in my store. Girl,
What?
I still get chills and I could cry. So she walks in my store and she goes to my employees, I'm here to see Cosmo. So I hang out with all the celebrities. I don't even care who you are. You know, I don't get excited. You know, business is business. I almost fell off the chair.
Work.
And she was the sweetest thing ever. And she goes, I'm going to be on the cover of Ebony magazine. She goes, and I'm looking for a top. So I had the top right there. It was right there.
And his name was
Shay. I said floating around.
So she wanted a top for this was specific for the Ebony cover.
You'd be surprised what they do for a shirt. My lips are killing me from the last discount.
And she wanted a crochet top for the cover of Ebony magazine.
Yes. So I had like in those days it was all crochet and it was like hip hugger quarter.
Everybody, I hate low rise. I'm so happy we're out of the low rise phase. I have a big ass, so low rise jeans just never look great on me. So I'm not a low rise girl, but that's what in 2000s, that's early 2000s. That's what everybody wanted.
That was so in then.
Hip hugger low rise.
You're a
situation.
baby though.
Yeah.
So
I'm 35, girl. I'm not a baby.
Well, did you wear the low rise before?
I mean, yeah,
when
back
the
when
zipper was this big,
yes,
girl?
and I used to hate it. Now I'm not for me.
Girl. If I had a body like you, I'd walk around naked. Okay. No, honey. No, but it does make the waist look longer.
It does. It does.
You know?
Yeah.
Embrace it, girl. Embrace it. Because sometimes you wear high waisted and you wind up looking like Urkel. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what do you say about like fashion now these days? Like, are you happy with what fashion looks like now? I think a lot of things are like oversized and like I just feel like we're not as it used to be, but I'm just kind of going with what fashion is. Do you like the current state of fashion?
I love it because it's like a mixture of everything that already happens again. Like every 30 years, it's like bell bottoms. And then it's like right now, it's like very 2000s. Y2K.
Yeah.
So it's like the wide legged pants. Everything I've done. So it all comes back.
Yeah.
And the children think it's brand new. But we've been there, we've done it. You know? So right now, it's like 80s and it's like, you know, the wide pants, very Y2K. And I enjoy the newer designs too.
Yeah.
Like Rick Owens. Is like an idol, you know, like that's futuristic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he really pushes the envelope, you know? But Gucci's still doing Gucci, girl. They're all doing, girl, the same things, girl. But I just love it all because I lived it all.
Yeah.
So I just love like the 60s and I love the 70s, Gucci and Halston. And I just love fashion.
I want 60s fashion to come back in like a major way. I want people to I want mod 60s to be like, I think that should be the next wave.
And Twiggy.
Girl, I want to see that be like the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like people revisit the 70s and the 80s and 90s, bitch, I want to see mod like 60s.
Right.
Or like, bitch, throw it back to the 50s and people wearing like the Dior link skirts and just dressed up going everywhere. It might be a lot, but I mean, I would love to see that happen.
No, it's cute. And if it's done right, it always fits in. And I'm the type of guy, like when the bell bottoms are already, okay, enough already, bitch, with these high-waisted bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Camel toe, bitch. But you know what I mean? When they're doing that, like you do something else, you know what I mean, to stand out.
You have to stand out.
The trendsetter, you know?
Yeah.
So get yourself a little mini.
I should, right? A little mod moment. I guess, but also like dudes back then. Although I feel like in like the 60s and 70s, dudes, even straight dudes, they looked pretty gay. Like they're wearing crop tops in like 70s, like straight dudes. Like it was pretty gay. And I feel like now gay men aren't as... I feel like straight men maybe like feel a little more flamboyant than the gays these days.
Always. See, I'm on Melrose for a reason. Like, I'm the gay girl in the straight world.
Yeah.
Remember, my people are all like straight people. They go to Burning Man. They buy after hours. But a lot of them aren't so straight. You know what I mean? You know, those are the dressing room stories. We'll talk about that later. I think they have more balls. Like in LA, like the straight guy comes in and he wears like the tightest clothes and he's got the girlfriend. He's got, you know, and it's like the gay guys, for some reason, that's why I opened a store in West Hollywood at one time, but it didn't really juice so well because my stuff is too flamboyant.
Too flamboyant for the gays.
You know?
Really?
Yeah. It was more like Abercrombie, or they would even shop at the Gap. You know what I mean? Like just to try to look as straight as they can.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you're gay, mama.
Gay.
Be gay, girl.
Yeah, yeah.
So now there's like some queens that are just living their best life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, is that stereotypical? Like it's not accepted yet, and I'm afraid.
Yeah. So business is going good. You're thriving. You're still partying, but also working hard. But then you like fall off the wagon again, and then you choose to be homeless for a while. Like you want to be homeless.
No, see what happened was I couldn't stop doing drugs. Right? I could not stop doing drugs. And it just got so bad that literally I smoked my store up. I had my store for 10 years. And then Beyonce came in. And then do you remember China, the wrestler? China?
Yes.
She did Playboy. Right? So she sold more copies, I think, than Marilyn Monroe.
Did she really?
Yeah, girl. She came in so hot,
Word.
fucking hot.
Yeah.
But I met her years ago, and she was like a big, like just nothing thinner girl. She was like size 4X girl. Her jaw was like a pit bull.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Girl, she made some money and she got some surgery. She got really beautiful, you know, on the cover of Playboy. So anyway, she walks in with her boyfriend, Sean, and literally like spend like millions, like $1 million, basically. So they would just kept on spending. She was on the cover of People. I made everything she wore. You know, and I'm still dressing celebrities here and there. So I made like a lot of money. It's the first time in my life that I made that money, you know, being a workaholic. But then I'm like, now I'm going to party like a rock star.
For real, because you can you have the money to just do whatever though.
And I thought I would come home. But the disease was bigger than I was, girl.
Damn.
And it took me down, girl.
This was like a year, right? You just went like a year-long bender.
Yeah. Well, I went out on my birthday. That was usually and then I would come home like in February.
Wait, when is your birthday?
November 2nd.
So no February.
That's when I would start the party.
February.
That's when the party begins. Then it's the holidays, and then it's New Year's, and it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're high, you're out there carrying on.
Yeah.
But then I got so addicted, and I had so much money, it afforded me not to come back.
Damn.
So I'm in Vegas, and I'm I'm in Vegas, I'm in Beverly Hills Hotel, but I would have the best sex downtown in the alley, bitch. Okay, that's where I would find the really good. Okay, bitch? Yeah, it's crazy. Something about downtown LA, when you're an addict, it does call you because the trade's down there. Literally, and I wasn't the only like celebrity down there. There was like a lot of celebrities.
Really?
To their name. Yes, girl, pulling up, girl.
Work.
Yes, girl. Big ones too.
Work.
Yeah, icons.
Work.
Yeah, it was a thing. So it was kind of like a glamorous thing, but once you lose your faculties, it's not glamour. It was gloom and doom, girl.
Damn.
I could not stop, and I didn't have enough money to get it.
And then you lose the store.
Yeah. So I lost. So anyway, my little cousin's working in the store. I have my manager, and they're like, every time they would put money in the bank account, the next day it was gone. So I was going to the bank all the time, like money bags. Girl, hey. I was Beyonce down there because you know what? You're hanging out with lower companions. Girl.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm the bitch. You know what I mean? Of what, bitch? Like really a cardboard box, mother. Wake up. So anyway, I finally went back to my store and it was gone. Damn. It was gone.
Damn.
And my cousin goes, I try to keep it open for you. My poor little cousin, she's 15 years old, honey. She was sticking the money in her bra, and she's like, please come home, Cosmo, come home. I'm like, I'm having the time of my life. And then it all crashed and burned.
Damn.
Crashed and burned. So I came back and I was like, I need help. Like, this is not normal. I really need help, you know? So there was a celebrity and he goes, here, here's $300. Go to the store, get yourself a case of beer, Cosmo. I want to see you Monday. I'm taking you to rehab.
Work.
Okay. So.
Danny Bonaducci, right?
Yeah.
Danny Bonaducci. From Partridge Family.
Yes.
I thought he was so hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Girl. And he was my customer and he loved me. Like, you know, a lot of the celebrities, they love me. Like CeeLo, and I'm friends with all of them today, you know, and they're so glad that I'm clean and sober. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so, cause girl, I went through it, girl, you know what I mean? And I was in there doing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Or I was just like that.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with Cosmo today? How come you're not talking? Because the bitch, my tongue is paralyzed. Like, yeah.
So Danny Bonaducci helps you go to rehab.
Yeah, yes. I went to Tarzana.
Tarzana.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if anybody's having a problem that it's still there.
Okay.
And you go there, you have to get on a waiting list. I called for a week and they accepted me. And I went there and I had to learn how to live again, girl. I had to learn how to get up, make breakfast, brush my...
Oh, your mic.
Oh, what am I... I'm going to go.
Yeah, a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're learning because you had accustom yourself to a specific lifestyle of...
Yeah, I was like, that bitch, I'd take a horse bath and hit it. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to take care of myself again, And then they give you a house to live in too. So I was in a house with 3 other queens. And basically they let you go to work eventually. And I was in there for a whole year.
A whole year you were there?
I had to retrain my brain.
Damn.
Because I was so just spoiled and up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And entitled and all those things.
Yeah.
And half dead.
Look at Cosmo getting this mic. Girl, I just act like it's a and I just walk right into it. I'm like, hey.
Oh, is that what you do?
I
Should I do the same thing? Should I do it closer, girl?
Yeah,
it does make me feel like Diana Ross, bitch. Yes.
So
we are dream girls.
Boys will make you happy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are dream girls. Boys will always
care. That was a B flat. But this is my sister, bitch. I'm coming for you, bitch. We are going to go to Cobra, bitch.
What's Cobra? What's Cobra?
Girl, Cobra. Girl, I'm looking all crazy with this.
No, you don't.
Anyway, Cobra is that club. It's been there for 50 years, girls, in Burbank.
I never heard of it.
Yes, and it's where the girls go out and kiki, girl, and all the and the most gorgeous chases are there.
Ooh, girl.
We get some trade, girl. You know what I mean?
Wait, aren't you? Don't you have a husband or boyfriend or something like that?
I have a boyfriend, but I'm not dead, girl. Hello, queen. We have an understanding. I'm with him a long time.
So you're not about a monogamous situation.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
It's not realistic.
Yeah.
I tried it all.
Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio. I'm a jealous bitch. I'll cut you. You know what I mean? So I'll fuck with my man. I spoiled more relationships, not just breathing and being open and be people after a few years, you just got to let people do what they want to do, and if it loves you, it'll come back. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I say
I believe that for every pot there's a lid, but it's very, very rare.
Yeah, sometimes the lid is it's a circle, or it's a square, or it's an octagon. You have to find the perfect lid that fits for you and how that works for y'all. Yeah, I don't think for me and my partner monogamy is something I just don't see you sucking the same for the next. Let's say you want to get married for the next 50 years, 40 years. No, variety is the spice of life.
Girl,
you know what
I'm 61 now. My hormones are doing 90, girl. Girl, I'm looking at you right now, girl.
Wait, so do you credit Danny Bonaducci with kind of helping you get back? Because after that, you do a year in Tarzana, you get together, and then you get because now you're back in. Are you back in the same store from before?
No.
Okay, it's a different place.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I get my together, and then my friend has a store. They used to work with me. And she's like, well, come work with me, bitch.
Okay.
And her store wasn't doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there and we just started doing money again. And I started designing everything in the store. It was called Flasher. It's still there.
Flasher. Okay.
Fabulous store. Shout out to Flasher. And anyways, my friend too, she's Vietnamese. Mm-hmm. So she kind of made me a partner. Okay. So I was there for 4 years.
Okay.
And
this is when? This is 2015?
Again, I'm not really
with dates,
girl. I wish I was, girl.
Okay,
yeah, okay. I gotta get the timelines, girl.
Yeah,
but it was right after. Yeah, girl. See, drugs, girl. Just say no, bitch. But no. So I worked with her. We did really well. I was designing clothes. The celebrities were coming in there now, and I just saved enough money, and I said, okay, it's time for my own. Mm-hmm. I want my own.
Yeah.
And then I opened my own store down the block. But I did ask her, I said, do you want to do a partnership first? I don't want to just leave you like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I want to keep my thing, but whatever. So I said, all right, I'm going to go do my thing. And I went, saved my money, opened a fabulous store. That was probably like 16 years ago.
Okay, 16 years ago is when you opened it.
And I went and opened another store called Cosmo's Glam Squad. And then again, it's the lights and cameras and action.
Got it.
You know, but now I'm sober. I'm going to meetings. You know, I'm helping other people, get sober.
Yeah.
And I talk about that, on my little podcasts and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And it's like people gravitate to me. So after pandemic, like I was like literally got on, I wanted to sell a dress, girl. It was so slow after pandemic.
Yeah.
Melrose was gone. People were getting shot on the corner, bitch. It was really bad. I'm sure you heard the protests. They burnt down all the stores. So anyway, after that, it was like, Melrose is not coming back. Like, what do I do? It's not the same as it was before. And like all the money people were afraid to come. So Miss Eugenia over there, she's working with me, great designer, and she's a dynamo. And she's like, get on camera. She goes, everything's social media now, queen. But if you put your personality out there, you're going to sell a dress.
Yeah.
So I went on Soft White Underbelly. Do you know that show?
Yes.
Drug addict.
Yes.
So usually it's gloom and doom and there's no hope.
Yeah.
But I went out there and
girl, viral. It exploded.
Girl, I just said, but I got sober. There's a solution. Like you queens in the bushes. I was in the bushes too.
Yeah.
Okay, suck it in the bushes, girl, for 5 days straight, girl. You know what I mean? And it's like, you could like overcome that. You get sober.
Yeah.
So I went viral like on that thing.
Yes.
Testimony. Now it's in songs, it's in nightclubs.
Yes.
It's like, whatever. And I didn't realize like God's plan. I'm going to cry right now, girl. You have a tissue, girl? Maybe a hug. A hug, baby. So I didn't realize God's plan was bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from then on, it was the Madonna concert,
Yeah.
And I went viral there.
Yeah.
Like, this bitch keep on going viral. So it was always my dream, like, to become, like, famous. Because I'm like, why am I in the dressing room always doing these one-liners, styling the celebrities, girl, but it's always in, like, a little dressing area. Who knew I was practicing for something bigger?
Yeah, the entire time. Yeah. And I think that you're such a story about how perseverance, but also resilience. And also you can always start over. Like the amount of times you're able to take what happened to you, fall back a little bit, but press forward and start over. And now you're living this beautiful life and you're doing what you want to do. And like you said, you were rehearsing all that time in those dressing rooms, but you were practicing for the main stage that you're on right now. And it's so beautiful and so impressive.
Yeah.
And so fabulous.
Yeah. So, when life gives you lemon, honey, now she's making lemonade. Honey,
girl, put some sugar in it, make some lemonade. 100%.
So now it's like people are coming to me, like I had a little meet and greet yesterday, and it's like, it's okay. You could be a big queen. Put makeup on, girl. It's okay. Like you're not a size 2, bitch. It's okay. Like I kind of took the shame away from a bit.
Yeah.
Well, for a lot of people that was stigmatized growing up. There's still that stigma, but it's like people are like, I'm sober because of you. Like if you could do it, I could do it. You know what I mean? And then there's also ageism. Like I'm 61, girl. You know what I mean? I know she still look cute, girl. But I'm 61, and it's also taking like that away, making like everything okay.
Yeah.
So people are coming in like that. Thank me. Thank you. You're sober. I'm sober because of you.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's like the biggest gift, and it just keeps on giving.
Love that.
So.
Cosmo, this has been such a pleasure having you and talking about it. I think a lot of people are going to learn from what you did and just hearing your story. Also, a big part of this too, I think, is ageism. I think people think that, I'm 45 years old now, so like I'll never do this, I'll never be that. And like you're living proof. No, bitch, I'm 61 and I'm in my moment now. Like I'm in my prime, do my thing now.
I am living my best. Girl. I'm like, and it's like really LA has a big stigma. Like when you're 20,
yes. You think only in your 20s you can be something in LA. And after that, you're dead.
Right.
Like what the no.
Life goes on, honey.
Goes on.
Fabulous, girl.
Yes. So if people want to go and get some of your fashions, they go to the name of your store is?
So it's Cosmo's Glam Squad.
Cosmo's Glam Squad.
Let's go to Queen of Melrose website.
Queen of Melrose website.
There's also Cosmo and Donato. That's the store with the label. So that's the label store.
Got it.
So Cosmo Donato, Cosmo's Glam Squad and go to Queen of Melrose website and support the Queen.
And listen, I am calling it right now. I don't know, put in my energy. There is going to be a movie. There's going to be a series. There's going to be something about your life, because your life is on 12, girl. And I would watch every episode. Netflix, do a miniseries, a full series, 8 episodes, 10 episodes. I need to see this. Like, who would play you in your show? Who would you cast as young Queen of Melrose? Who's young Cosmo?
Young Cosmo, girl. She was so skinny. She was so skitsy and so pretty. I have no idea. I think I would cast a woman.
What's the girl from Euphoria, the blonde one? Yes, Hunter Schafer could play you.
Oh, and who's that though? I've heard so much about Euphoria, but I missed the whole thing.
She's this beautiful trans woman on the show. She's gorgeous. She plays Zendaya's love interest in the show.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful, skinny. She walked for Mugler in their fat, and that was like a thing. She is sickening. She's gonna play young Cosmo.
So you hear her, girl? Would you play my part, mama? Yes, queen.
Cosmo, thank you so much for stopping by the show. This has been a treat to talk to you. And I'm wishing you sending all good intentions and love forever.
Thank you so much.
I love you, babe.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Mwah.
And thank you all for watching another episode of Monet Talks. Until next time, we back out here on the couch. Peace. Mwah.
Monét Talks.